Hey guys, it's Christex, and once again we are back with more Call of Duty news, but this time, Call of Duty has been absolutely bitched. This meme describes the entire situation. But now let's get into the actual meat and potatoes. How has Call of Duty been completely bitched by Battlefield? A game that, 4 years ago was not looking very good. So a few days ago, Call of Duty launched a community update blog post. They wanted to announce some things about Black Ops 7. And I'm not gonna lie, knowing Activision, this was kind of unexpected, but considering how successful Battlefield 6 has been and it's not even launched yet, Activision are actually bending the knee to Battlefield. Because straight off the bat, they have announced that operators, weapons, and a bunch of other stuff are no longer carrying over to Black Ops 7. Obviously, you will still have your XP tokens and gobblegums and I assume COD points, but other than that, you won't be able to use any bought bundles, any weapons, literally anything from Black Ops 6 in Black Ops 7. Obviously, stuff will still carry over to Warzone, but not the main game. Now, obviously, the community, very happy with this news. Obviously, there'll be some people who are sad they can't use their bundles, but I mean, boo-hoo, you probably shouldn't be buying Call of Duty bundles anyway because they suck. This is just a great change, but some people also have a few mixed opinions. So why is this a great change? Well, first of all, Call of Duty is now actually trying to get their identity back. Now, of course, I have to explain identity because some of the Call of Duty fanboys don't know what the game's identity means. These are also the same people who aren't subscribed to the Christex channel, so if you're new, subscribe. It really does help us out. When we are talking about game identity, we are not talking about specifically how the game plays and like how realistic or tacticalness it is. We're mainly just talking about the time period, the setting, and all of that. Because Black Ops 6, it is a game set in the 1990s, so you expect 90-themed skins. However, we have anime skins like American Dad. I was about to say Rick and Morty, not Rick and Morty. Beavis and Butthead. We have some ridiculous type skins. You can now run around sharks or ducks. Basically, the game has lost its identity. You no longer feel like you are playing a military game that is set in the 90s. It just feels like you're playing a more realistic version of Fortnite. And now, yes, technically, now that all these skins won't carry over to Black Ops 6, the game will have more of an identity. However, there's a few bad things about this change. First of all, it doesn't actually confirm if Activision and Call of Duty will stop releasing these stupid skins. Because we all know Call of Duty, they prioritize profits over literally anything. They care more about profits than if you are actually playing the game. And I mean, they can always just go and start dropping bundles that are super unrealistic. I mean, with the Vault Edition, some people have criticised it. I actually think the Vault Edition skins fit the theme of the game more. Obviously, this is a futuristic game set in the 2030s. And the Vault Edition skins aren't just completely insane. Now, the other half of this blog post was mainly about cheaters and the anti-cheat. Because they basically announced that they're now going to be adding even more ways to detect cheating and new mitigations. And as well as that, we already know they've announced that they will be implementing Secure Boot and TPM into Black Ops 7. Black Ops 6, no, they're only testing it. Black Ops 7, it will be mandatory to have both Secure Boot and TPM 2.0 enabled, which obviously, yes, that is a great change. We need to do anything we can to actually stop cheaters. Will Ricochet still be good? We have no idea. I mean, they said it would get better in Black Ops 6. Yeah, it seemed that cheating just got worse. But now we get to the point of how Battlefield 6 has absolutely made Call of Duty its bitch. Now, look at the past 4 years of Call of Duty. They have basically had no competition. Battlefield 2042 was a complete flop. XDefiant lacked content, and its only selling point was no skill-based matchmaking, which doesn't really work when your game is free to play. Splitgate also lacked content. there was no reason to play other than just playing the game. There was no challenges, there was just nothing to do. And because all of those games flopped, Call of Duty was just able to do whatever they want. Skill-based matchmaking has gotten absolutely insane. Servers still completely suck ass. The anti-cheat may as well be non-existent, or it's literally just an AI reporting tool. But as soon as Battlefield launched the Battlefield 6 beta, and it completely annihilates Call of Duty, and I mean, it has already annihilated Call of Duty. It beat Call of Duty's record player count on Steam from literally just a beta. It took Black Ops 7 like an entire week to actually start beating Battlefield 6 in pre-orders. And everyone in the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 reveal trailer comment section was literally just saying, this made me want to pre-order Battlefield 6. Because in Battlefield 6, we had no skill-based matchmaking. Whatever you believe, it is no skill-based matchmaking. It is team balancing. We also had no disbanding lobbies. And obviously, the game was super immersive and realistic. They also announced that they would be using Secure Boot and TPM in their anti-cheat. And what we saw from the beta, Battlefield's anti-cheat was still performing pretty well. Now, yes, there's going to be people saying, oh, but there were still cheaters. There were, aimbotters and clips of people with walls. And this was a beta. That anti-cheat still has to learn. As well as that, a lot of game companies never implement their full anti-cheat into betas so they can keep the cheaters guessing. Now, since then, let's recap on what Call of Duty has had to change. So, literally a day or two after Battlefield announced the anti-cheat changes, Call of Duty announced that they would be testing Secure Boot and TPM. This kind of just proves to us that this was not actually planned. They just had to do this out of the blue to actually manage to compete. As well as that, carry forward was supposed to actually happen with Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7. It was already planned. They told us in the trailers everything was carry forward. But now, because of how much the community has been giving its feedback on how it doesn't want this to happen, Call of Duty is bending the knee and no longer carrying forward skins and weapons. Why is Call of Duty doing this? Because they now actually have competition they are scared of. They can say they aren't scared all they want. Call of Duty is too big to fail. But you're literally showing the opposite of that. If they weren't scared, why are they making all of these changes? When have they ever actually listened to community feedback in the last 5 years? Other than Sledgehammer Games fixing the mess of Modern Warfare 2. As well as that, the Ghost of Hope, one of the most credible leakers in Call of Duty, said that inevitable no disbanding lobbyist tweet from Call of Duty gonna hit like crack. Now obviously, definitely do take this one with a grain of salt. Because he isn't saying disbanding lobbies will be in Black Ops 7 or won't be in Black Ops 7. He's literally just joking, saying, looking at how Call of Duty is moving right now, they're getting desperate. And they probably are going to have to start changing a few things. I mean, let's be real. If Battlefield 6 has a successful launch, do we really think Call of Duty is going to continue to increase the skill-based matchmaking every year? Because I don't think I've seen anyone who's not a COD fanboy say that Battlefield 6 was bad. The beta literally was more successful than Call of Duty in the last 5 years. And for anyone saying, oh, but most Call of Duty players aren't on Steam, they're on Xbox Game Pass or they're on Battle.net. Let me explain something. Battlefield 6 hit more than 500,000 concurrent players. Call of Duty, with 4 games in their HQ, or 3 games, no, 4, Warzone, Black Ops 6, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, they can't even crack 200,000 concurrent players most of the time. They can't even get 100k. They are literally seeing record lows of player count. The only reason they're so high in the charts is because they have 4 games rolled into one HQ. And for anyone glazing Black Ops 7 saying, oh, Battlefield 6 is arse, Black Ops 7 is going to absolutely wipe it, we've not even seen people play the actual game yet. All we've heard about its features, and we've had a tiny little glimpse of what the gameplay will look like. We've had no hands-on experience. So for any COD fanboy that wants to tell me Black Ops 7 is going to absolutely destroy Battlefield 6, politely shut the fuck up. You can be the biggest Activision glazer all you want, but the entire community knows that if you think Black Ops 7 already looks completely amazing, is going to be one of the best games of all time, you literally are just an absolute moron. Battlefield 6 had one beta and has already made Call of Duty its bitch. If you want to keep updated with Battlefield 6 and Black Ops 7 news, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help us out. Comment down below what you think about Battlefield 6 and the new news about Black Ops 7 not having carry forward. And with all that being said, I've been Chris Dex. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.